This is Rich Bewley with Proforma. Thanks for your interest in our video today. We're here to describe Buyer 2.0 for you so that you have data on who the types of buyers are that are talking to you and how to engage with them. So this information is specifically valuable if you're one of our example companies out there, an absolute great company with a great product that you're just lost in the digital noise. Great customers, ideal buyers of yours, cannot find out about you, don't know about you. You can't get them to answer the phone. You can't get them to respond to an email. You can't get any of their time. And yet you know that you have a better product than competition. But at the end of the day, competition's doing some things that are keeping in front of those buyers. And for you and your sales force, it's frustrating. It's at times very doubting, very annoying, very exhausting. And so today I want to help give you a couple tips and tricks specifically about your buyers that should help you better engage with them. This is also assuming you have a full understanding of who your buyer is and you know how to engage with them every step of the funnel. But let's get into it. So one of the key pieces of information that we want all our business owners and marketing and sales executives to understand, the buyers have evolved tremendously. In the last 10 years, they've evolved more than the past 100 years. This is according to Salesforce, Sales for Life, a great organization. They put this document together, and it's really, really powerful. The buyer has evolved because of technology. They are far more informed. They are far more smarter. They educate themselves prior to any sales-related engagement. They can look for comparison products, competitors of yours. They can look at reviews. They can look at your approach, your information, what you present, what types of ideas you present, how you position yourself against your competitors. There's so much that the customer can get without ever talking to you, your company, or your sales team. In fact, oftentimes we hear our customers suggest that their customers, their buyers aren't online. They're not the Buyer 2.0. They don't experience or hear about this. The customers find them at trade shows and community or at specific industry events or salespeople with cold calls and visits. Well, we're here today to help you see that there's a huge opportunity for you to be more present with your buyers via online spaces. And specifically, if you understand who your ideal buyers are and what pain points they're experiencing when your product becomes a focus, you can be at that top of funnel. You can have top funnel content that helps them in their research phase. So here's some great statistics that'll help you understand the value in going this route. 74% of today's B2B buyers conduct more than half of their research online before making a purchase. That's 7.5 out of 10 people, buyers in any industry, are going online to educate themselves as much as possible. And in fact, this report shows that 84% of CEOs and VPs are using social media itself to make purchasing decisions. What does that mean? I want to make sure you understand what that looks like. Now we're talking about a CEO or a VP being targeted by Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram and all those great platforms. And because they've shown interest in products and services like yours, Facebook or LinkedIn or any of those social platforms can place information in front of them inside their feed to start educating them on what solutions you provide. And for companies that are thinking about problems their customers face and placing information in their feed that way, are seeing significant results just from social media paid advertising. And again, what's super important, and I hope you heard this, it's not advertising your product. It's speaking to a problem, speaking to a pain point, and giving them ideas on how to solve that pain point that ultimately leads to using your product. At the time of this research, best-in-class firms found that 60% of marketing leads came from outbound, that's salespeople, cold calls, cold emails, cold visits, those types of efforts, while 40% through digital and inbound. That number is only going to continue growing. That 40% is going to grow. The 60% is going to decrease. You probably already see examples where emails aren't being opened or responded to. You might be seeing cold calls that aren't being answered. You might even see in some of our customers, their prospects don't even have voicemails. In fact, they have a work cell phone, but there are no voicemails, no opportunity to leave them any form of communication, and the answer rate is less than 2%. So going down through the online search, now we're getting into how are buyers looking for information. And 58% of those 74% said that blogs were an important resource for them. Blogs are critical. In fact, with your website, think about all the pain points associated with your customer that your product or service solves, and look at what types of searches are online right now for those types of answers. So if the customer thinks they have a problem and they're looking for potential approaches to solving that problem or opportunity, think about all the ways they would search. In fact, I'll have multiple blogs out for you later that'll show you how to find this information. But you'll see that there's a ton of searches on Google, Bing, Yahoo. There are a ton of additional clicks and engagement information on social platforms. You can see exactly where people are, where your buyers are, and what information they're looking for. And 58% consider blogs to be very impactful. Another great statistic, 57% of B2B buyers, their journey is complete before they ever talk to a salesperson. So if you think about very quickly, the buyer's journey is awareness, consideration, and decision. Those are the three processes, and 57% of it's done before they ever talk to anybody. So if you don't have information related to educating them on their problem or opportunity and how to solve it, and you don't have blogs and articles and content and videos that are speaking to those pain points, then chances are your company's not even in the mix within that 57% of the journey. They're with somebody else who is providing content and information that's continuously earning credibility. In addition, 5.4 people are now involved in the average B2B buying decision. So you may have one relationship, but that one relationship inside an organization doesn't have complete control or buying power. So there's other 4.4 individuals who are going online and looking for information, and they're seeing a bunch of other companies that aren't yours if you're not associated with these keywords and these searches and these interests. Again, more of this will be made sense over continuous blogs. 21% of buyers viewed industry experts, analysts as the first three resources that inform them about the solution. So if 21% of buyers, they viewed industry experts, analysts as the first three resources that inform them about the solution. That's critical. The person that provides them the most information is who they trust and ultimately do business with. So then the last piece of information I'll share with you here is 53% of sales professionals have received introductions to new opportunities, and a warm referral increases the odds of sales success by 2x and 4x. That's just absolutely huge as well. So again, it's just so critical to understand that these buyers, they are looking for consultative salespeople, people to help them understand their problem, understand what potential approaches are out there to overcoming their problem, and what are the best decisions they can make. And this, for Sales for Life, what they wanted us to know is, and really wanted to point out, the order taker salespeople that you might have on your team, chances are their job's going to be eliminated because all this information is no longer guarded and held by the salesperson. It's now in access to all your ideal buyers. They all have that information and they're educating themselves on their own. So again, huge shout out to Sales for Life for putting together this really awesome article and all this information. This is absolutely huge. I hope you found this to be helpful as it relates to connecting with your buyers. Once again, I will be putting together more information on how to understand your buyer, how to understand where they go for information, how to understand what keywords, what research, what they're doing, how to identify where you can find them, what content would best engage them, what the conversion process might be. All that information, we're going to break down everything you need to identify who that customer is, who that ideal buyer profile is, and then how to engage with them and help them all the way to the point in which your salespeople are meeting with them and ultimately closing them into new business. And at the end, if you follow me through to the end, you'll see how to build a pipeline that's consistent, a system and a pipeline that's consistently growing, and your opportunities are greater than they've ever been before, because now is the time to leverage this type of technology. And it's never been easier to be the authoritative resource in your buyer's world. Hope you enjoyed today. Please let me know if you have any questions. And if there's anything else I can do, please let me know. Thanks.